Welcome back, Captain Bailey's Adventures, and we are brewing, baby. We're back to brewing. Fall's on its way, so we gotta get our fall beer. Every year, I do a pumpkin beer, and last year's recipe came out really good, but I'm gonna cut down on the ABV. It came out to be like 9.12%, and I think that was because of the. I mean, they think this thing's only supposed to come out to about 5.5%. It's a red ale, partial mash. 5 gallons, as I always do, in my brew kettle here, and it's It's a pretty big beer for this pot because it's 5 pounds of grains, and you're looking at. I mean, I got the water level up to 4 gallons, so and that's like right here. So, I mean, I know with between the mashing in and the pumpkin, there's gonna be like a lot of freaking like. Water's going to be, evaporated. I mean, it's going to be stuck in that bag. It's just, when I pull that out. So, to squeeze or not to squeeze, right? So, I'll probably have to fill this up with some water. And when I do my sporge, try to sporge it back up to, I guess at least 3.5 gallons for my boil. And then, of course, I add 3 pounds of light DME. And that'll bring us up. And then, of course, you got the pumpkin, but I'm only going to use 2 cans instead of 3, because I think 2 cans, is about 30 ounces of pumpkin. So they're looking at some probably residual sugars from that. So it's probably going to be around the 6 and the 7% range instead of the 9, which is good. I don't want a sessional beer. I don't want no 4%. But then again, with a pumpkin, I want to see if I can get it to be where it's not too overly strong with the ABV. Basically last year was an imperial pumpkin ale, I guess you would say. Imperial red ale. So we got 2 ounces of Willamette, and last year, I used Nottingham yeast. Now this year I got a sachet of SO4. So still in the English family, still an English beer. Got, like I said, the 2 ounces of Willamette. Got my muslin bags for the hops. What else? We're just coming up the temperature for the mash. I gotta get my fermenter around here. No, over there. The fermenter is some Star Sand with all my mesh bags. And I hope I don't get copyright infringement. I got the daggone Wiggles on on the background. I got my son running around here. The girls are at school. So brewing before I gotta go to work, right? So rushing around trying to get this done. So we got 2 pounds. Pale malt, 1 pound of Cara Amber, a pound of Caramel Crystal 60, and a pound of pale malt Maris Otter. So, right, I think I already mentioned 2 ounces of Willamette. Alright, yeah, so we're just going to get done. We're going to get it done. So, try to bring it back when I dough in. We got these freaking 5 pounds of grains here, man. 5 pounds! Alright. Oh man, watch out, Hugo. I got the flame so high up. The flame likes to lick up over the pot. I gotta watch it. First mate, pants gonna catch on fire. Can't lose the first mate. Oh, what's the captain gonna do without his mateys? All right, we're coming up. We're approaching. We want to mash this at 150. So we're looking at almost 150 now, but I gotta bring up the temperature up to at least to 155 because when I add my grain bag and then the grains, it's gonna drop down. What I like to do, for those of you who are just turning into my channel, never been here before, I brew in this pot and then I stick it in the oven for the mash time, and that seems to hold the temperature. So I like to put this on bake for like, just set it to warm, or even just like 5 minutes at like whatever the lowest setting is. You don't want to recook anything. But I like to get the temperature, let me see, I'll bring this up to like 150, 170 is the lowest setting. And I'll preheat the oven just to get some heat in there. So then when I do stick this in there, so I don't have to worry about, I see a lot of guys, they wrap their things with blankets and things, but I'm not worried about it. I mean, I've never had a bad failed batch. I've always, had the right amount of sugars and things like that. And, hey, so we're looking at 3-hour brew day, so I'll bring you back periodically and show you the footage. So I get amongst with having to deal with my son and crazy life things that are going on, live TV. So we'll bring you back. All right. So before I had my grains, temperature went down already when I was. Yeah. Okay. Let's kill the heat there. All right. So the temperature went down a little bit when I was put the mesh bag in. I knew it would do that. So I'm gonna add the pumpkin first before I add the grains. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's all going to go in the mash. I got a whole pantry organic pumpkin. It's all in there. Alright. So, there's that one. Let's get this one in there. Ooh, watch out the splash. The trials of home brewing. Don't splash. As pumpkin as we can, so we get that nice pumpkin flavor. And at the end, when we do the flame out, we're going to add about a tablespoon, or I gotta look at my recipe. I forget if it's a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice seasonings. Just a homemade batch that I had done. All right, put the grains in. Alright, sanitized spoon. See what we are with temperature. Yeah, we're at 155. Hoping it doesn't drop down too much. If it does, I'll just turn the heat on real quick and probably bring it up a little bit. I just hope I don't overflow here. I said we're up to 4 gallons, but this is a big beer, meaning for my pot anyway. Because you know, you need plenty of water to do the conversions right. And this one calls for about 4 gallons. So, just pour this in slowly so that everything gets in there. We're poaching the brim of the pot. But I know when I pull this bag out, it's definitely gonna lose a lot of water. It'll be, you know, retained in the bag. Normally that's what it does. Especially with a pumpkin beer, you have all that pumpkin shrub. But yeah, I'd be afraid around boiling time if I was having to boil at this level. Where are we at? Yeah, see, it went down way too much. Well, live TV, and that's the trials of home brewing. Went down to 145. So, a lot of times I try. Sometimes that's why I bring it up to 160. Because I'll lose 10 degrees just by putting the greens in. I just want to get this bag up to 155 or 150. Put the lid on it. Get it in the oven. We're almost there. I just hope that we're almost there. I can't find that pumpkin. Must have went all the way down to the bottom. Oh, there it is. Yeah, get that pumpkin mixed in there real good. So I know this isn't that entertaining, guys. Let me mix it and everything, but there we are. There we are, we're at 150. So I'm going to kill the heat. Kill the heat. Make sure double check again. Yeah. Get this in my oven. Alright. An oven that was on for a minute at 175 degrees. So there's the first minute there. Alright, so I'm going to put that on for an hour. Let me do that timer here. Live TV. Alright, hold on, this camera. Sorry, guys. Alright, timer. 60 minutes, baby. 60 minutes. So now we have some time to just chill and get some other things done we gotta get done. Then we'll get these in our hot bags and we'll bring you back for the first hot drop. Alright, we're back after that. 5 pounds of grains, standing up on a chair, lifting it up out of this pot, you know, up to here, you know, spilling it a little bit. But other than that, I got what I could get out of it. I didn't lose too much. As you can see, the level went down, but not the way I was thinking. So that's the color. Back up a little bit so the camera doesn't get all foggy. Yeah. So heat's on, getting it up to the boil. Other than that, got my Hugo's got the hops ready. Well, at least the first one, the first hop drop ready to go. And I'll just get what I can out of this. I just stuck it in the pot for now to get it out of the way. I mean, look how heavy this thing is. You can see there's still stuff draining out of it, obviously. So I'm going to try and salvage what I can out of that and dump it back in. Dump it back in here before when it comes up to the boil. And that'll be it. And I'm gonna clean up as I go. You know the deal, guys. Brew day is on. Alright, we've reached the hot break. Let me see. I'm going to try to do a double camera action here. We shall see. There you go. And we're going to do the hop drop. 60-minute hop drop. Ooh, there it goes. Foam on top. Put that in there. A lot of protein or whatever's going on there. Hot break. Gotta really watch it. I've never had my pot this full before. Ever. Timer. 60 minutes. 1 hour. Alright. Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yes. All right. All right, guys. We're about to drop the next hop drop. I didn't do the far-away camera double thing view because my son knocked over the camera, so I didn't want to. Oh, there it is. 20-minute mark. In it goes. Less talking, more brewing, right? Yeah. This recipe calls for the next hot edition of Willamette in at 20. And then I'll bring this up to about 35 IBUs. And I'm going to use about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of the pumpkin pie spice that I got. It's just a homemade mixture of all different spices and everything. Yeah, there's a mess over there. I made myself something to eat. Yeah, so but I'm going to do that probably at the last 5 minutes of the boil. And then, of course, I do flame out always because obviously the dry mold extract is, in fact, already pre-boiled. Basically, you know the deal. So then we add that at flame out. And then hopefully I can cool this son of a bitch off in my sink there With just some, my regular ice bricks and some, what you call it, some ice cubes. Best I can do. I still haven't invested in a wort chiller. This method has been working pretty good for me. Probably takes about a half hour to cool down. Of course, a little bit faster in the cooler months. And right now it's about 73 degrees in the house right now. It's pouring rain, as you can hear. Oh man, it's like so nasty. It's been raining for the last couple days here in Jersey, so it's just blah. It's flooding, pretty bad. All right, guys, I'll bring you back when we do the last, I guess the 5-minute mark for the spices, and the Warflock will go in at 10. I'm waiting for the timer to change. Come on, change timer. Warflock tablet at 10 minutes. If I ever get this clock to do this. Boom. In it goes. Oh boy. Somebody's hungry. Hugo, why are you crying, man? It's almost done, don't worry. Alright, got my teaspoon. Got my homemade mixture of pumpkin pie spice that I've made myself. I make it for coffee, and of course this. Got ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, all that good stuff. As you can hear, the fan's going. I got the sink running, filling that up with some cold water. And we're going to add this in. It's a teaspoon. I'm looking for more of the spice flavor than anything. There it is. There's 5 minutes. Do a little half, like a half. Mix that all in good. You don't want to overdo your spice, and you don't want to skimp. It's kind of hard to judge. I mean, I normally just follow the recipe and just put a teaspoon in, but when I go to bottle it and taste it and everything, I never really get that like commercial. But I think when they go to with the commercial beers, I think what they do is they must add at the time of bottling maybe another at the end of fermentation maybe add some more spice. I guess I could do that, but I don't want to overpower with spice. I want to taste that pumpkin. And I want to taste just a little bit of that spice, And a lot of times these brewers, unless it's a craft beer place, you don't know if they're just adding the spices in it to give that it's just regular beer and then just add the spices, or did they add pumpkin? Most of the times I have the feeling that they're just doing spices and they're not adding pumpkin or any type of vegetable to it. But it all depends on the company. I think some do, some don't. It all depends, I guess. Alright, 4 minutes. And I'm going to do flame out and then add the dry malt extract. Flame out, and not my favorite part because this stuff just likes to freaking stick everywhere. The steam makes it stick to the bag. And there's a whole lot of mixing going on. We're going to get this all in here. You can see it as it's clumping up there. Jeez. Get in there, man. Get in my brew. Stop making a mess. But the flame is out, so I'm not worried about it sticking to the bottom too much. And this is going to get my ABV up. Another typical brew day. Done. Almost. Still gotta cool this bitch down so we can pitch the yeast. And while this is cooling down, I'm gonna rehydrate that SO4 yeast. I always sometimes I rehydrate. I mean, most of the time I do rehydrate. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, that's what it says to do. I never get. This is why I tend. Sometimes I like to go with the liquid malt extras, but liquid malt extras tend to have more water in it, you know, because you never really get every ounce of this stuff. I'm not worried about this getting a little wet, because even though I like to be cautious with the sanitization and everything, but I guess that's going to be good enough for now. That's it. So I'm going to keep on mixing this, and I'll bring you back after we're cooled off. And like I said, it's going to take probably about a half hour or so to cool this off, get the temperature down for pitching rate, and then I'm going to top. Obviously, I'm going to put this in the fermenter, see where we are with the water line, and then I'm going to add a cup, you know, probably a gallon or two of cold water to bring it up to the 5-gallon mark. So that's my typical brew day. That's what we do. Captain Bailey's Adventures, that's what we do. That's how we do it. And there she is, brew day done. Everything's all mixed in, incorporated. Got the lid on. We got fruit flies around here now because I got the windows open. And I've seen a couple floating around. I just hope to God that nothing gets in here. Pray to all the brew gods. Oh man, I've had batches where when I was using this fermenter, the Cooper's fermenter, they can still get in under the lip. And I found like freaking fruit fly like hanging around here inside the lid. Like they had like went in there and laid their eggs. Some of them even died. Like I don't know what brew that was, but beer was still okay. There was no infection or nothing. I'm still leery because I had 2 failed batches with this old Cooper's fermenter, and I'm afraid to even do anything. So that's why I upgraded to this one. So, but we're all good here. I'm just hoping, like I said, that with this one, with the nice lid that goes on top, I ain't got to worry about that anymore. I mean, this is sealed, so nothing can get in here. I mean, if anything, it'll probably just be hanging around here, around the lip, you know, but they won't get in. So I'm just going to keep stirring this. The water, see, is already getting warm. I'm going to keep changing out the water and keep swirling around like this. And this is what I do, and this is how I get it, the temperature down to where I need to get it. So the first mate, Hugo, you're on cleanup duty. Toby, the brew cat, he's just chilling. Thank God he hasn't been getting in anything and being crazy as he always is, running around like a nut. You know, so, but yeah, he's been doing good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no relaxing for the captain. We got to get this down, get this yeast pitched, get it in the closet. The closet's sitting at a nice 70 degrees, so that's cool. And, let me see if I can sit there and do this. Hold on. But like I said, hopefully we get this down, because I got a lot of work to do. I got to clean up this house before I go to work. It's always a rush day when brewing when I have to go to work. Captain's got to do what he's got to do. I got to get this in so it'll sit for at least 4 weeks. 2 weeks in the primary, then I bottle, and then another, you know, minimum is 2 weeks, but I may try one then. But last year I waited 5 weeks, so I brewed this in August, and I waited the 5 weeks to the middle of October to even try it, which is good. You know, the longer you wait, the better. But I mean, already at the 2 week mark from this brew day, we're on the 10th of September, so we're looking at maybe. I'm still going to try to just not crackle until about the 10th or the 15th of October. So I'll have some fall pumpkin beer, and hopefully it'll taste good enough and be ready. And then, you know, into November, as we let it sit, I just got to get this carbonation stuff down. I don't know what's going on with that. Either going to add more sugar, or maybe just go back to carb drops. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. But you'll be along for the ride when I do it. Alright guys, that's the end of the brew day. I got the thermometer still in there. On this scale it's saying it's 30 Celsius. Still too high to pitch the yeast. In there it's saying it's like 90 with that thermometer. So I couldn't get the water cold enough from the tap. So, and I didn't, you know, I had no room in the fridge to get ice cold water from there. So, I guess I'm going to pray to the brew gods by the time I have to leave for work. The yeast is rehydrating, so I'm going to let that do its thing with that, and hopefully by the time it'll be around 70 some degrees maybe. Hopefully it'll get down that low. If not, I'm just going to cross my fingers and pitch the yeast anyway. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. By the time I go to work, we'll see where we're at. Hopefully it'll be below 80. I can't add any more water. I'll dilute the beer. So, cheers, guys. Just got some water here. Brew day is done. Me and the first mate gotta get ready for work. So as we're doing that, we'll finish cleaning up here and everything else. So thank you for coming along with us on my Pumpkin Ale 2018 Brew Day. And we'll bring you back in 2 weeks when it's bottling to get the final gravity. Oh, original gravity was, I don't have a sample anymore, I poured it back, was 1054. So we'll see where it ferments out down to. I don't know I forget what the original gravity was for last year's beer. But it doesn't matter because I don't want it that high anyway. So till we do it again, my friends, remember, let's set sail.